All right, welcome to my FX Buddies, the podcast. And I say podcast because there are other mediums on which you can enjoy this content. And I just want to again say rss.com. That's S as in Sam. And I post there as my FX Buddies. If you go there, it has a transcript. A very good transcript, much better than what's on YouTube, and you can print it out and it's free. And it seems most of the people that go there are from other countries, so I'm thinking they get it in English and then put it in their language. And yeah, shout out to you if that's what you do. I just want to help people. All right, so this one is jam-packed. It was another historic day, and I had to really pick and choose what articles to put in here to try to stay under 30 minutes. So I'm not going to be long with all the other stuff, but I do have to tell you how to get to the blog, because that's where these articles are. That's where the video is if you want to read along. And if you're on YouTube, well, wherever you are engaging with this content, look for a prompt of more info, intro, description, something of that nature. You click on it, and I don't know, a box appears or drop down or whatever, and you'll see either link to my FX Buddies blog or the link to the blog, right? The HTTPS and all that stuff. All right. So, I hope, okay. If you're new, thank you, subscribe. I jump all around, but it's okay, okay? But I just want to say, if you didn't see, because I know not everybody likes football like I do, but the Monday Night Football, the guy who sang the national anthem, wow. I mean, it wasn't like, it was just powerful. It wasn't like all fancy, like Whitney Houston when she did hers. He was just powerful and forceful and sang the song, perfect pitch and all that stuff. And then I was like, well, I don't know, maybe because, today was a proud day for America, right? Even if you, don't like, who. It was a good day. It's actually a good day for the world, right? But there were so many positive things said about our leader by other leaders that it was a good day. And then to wrap up with that guy singing the national anthem like he did, I was like just so glad to be born in America, right? That's just me. I'm sure wherever you were born, you're probably glad to be born there too. But all right, so time is running out. What 2025 could bring for Iraq's economy. So we still have time, you guys. Is running out. But so here's the title. So that was my title that I made. But this is the actual article. What am I trying to say? Title. Time is short and the repercussions are negative. Will Iraq go through 2025 without a budget? I guess budget couldn't fit there. And here's one of these lovely stacked up dinars, rubber band pictures here. But anyway, so let's see. It's again about them not passing the budget. But yeah, so just the language is like, they're giving up for this year. So the Iraqi Parliament's Finance Committee commented on the possibility of 2025 passing without the state's general budget schedules being approved for this year as the year draws to a close. This comes amid warnings, warning, of serious repercussions for the state. I'm going to throw in Sudani, including potential impact on employee salaries. Now, see, that's them being fearful. This is a member of parliament, remember? So, because they are not going to not pay the people's salaries, the salaries is the only thing I believe that keeps the people from going after them. As long as they're well, at least in Baghdad, right? We know in Kurdistan there's those people that are not getting paid. But in Baghdad, they pretty much get paid on time, like they're supposed to. Okay, so let's see. This is the member. He or she explained changing economic conditions, fluctuating oil prices, and political disagreements over spending prioritizes all contributed to the delay in preparing the final version of the budget. And I still kind of think they're working on it. Or, okay, it could be done, or they're working on it, because clearly they're working on 2026, right? So that's why I say, don't give up. I know people, one guy texts me and he's like, I'm just going to June. He's like, I'm checking out. I'll check back in January, but I'm thinking more like June of next year. I'm like, no. Don't do that. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do to keep sane, right? He's got, what are those things? Responsibilities. But I mean, really, he does though. So, he has to, do what's best for him. Anyway, so let's see. The absence of a budget on time will lead to several repercussions, including the disruption of the launch of new investment projects and the postponement of contracts pending approval. And we know there's tons and tons of contracts pending. The Finance Committee is pushing to send the budget as soon as possible, and the government must expedite its review of budget items and submit them to Parliament in the coming weeks to avoid entering a new fiscal year without a clear budget, given the serious economic and social repercussions that would have. But he doesn't. I'm sure he wants to, but yeah. So serious repercussions, but I just wanted to put that there so you guys could see they're still giving him pressure. Sudani's getting pressure from a lot of people. The internet's down. Let me see. It's still going. It's down to one little thing there. Okay, I'm gonna keep going though. Alright, so here, remember yesterday, this was the Star article yesterday. The central bank begins the actual implementation of the comprehensive banking reform, and I talked about Samir al-Nasari, and here he is. So this came out this morning, and it just has a little bit more detail, but it puts those 6, well, if you listen to yesterday's, right? If you didn't watch yesterday's episode, don't worry. When this one's done, a little box is going to pop up, and you click on that, and it'll show you yesterday's. And you'll go, oh, that's what she was talking about. All right, so here, see how they put it? They broke those 6, I forget what they were, 6 axes? Is that what they call them? Whatever, 6 something. They weren't broken out like that in yesterday's article, but today they are. All right, and so if you didn't catch it, you can see it there. Okay, so Sudani met Trump. Well, let me tell you. So if you listened to yesterday's, I was like, Sudani didn't get invited to the peace thingy. He did get invited, but you know what? Just to prove he has power, he said, if Bibi, you know who Bibi is, right? If he's going, I'm not going. And guess who was not there? And guess who was there? And it wasn't just him. It was I mean, it wasn't just Sudani. It was a couple of other people too. They said, if he's there, we're not coming. So he got kicked to the curb and the other ones came. Now, I don't know what happened. Iran was actually invited. It was made public that they were invited. They said they were going and they didn't go. But I don't know, they have their reasons. So yeah, so there they are shaking hands, but that's not the best picture. I'll show you the best picture later, and we can skip these words because there's better words. So here's a close-up, but and this was urgent. With Iraq's participation, the peace agreement was signed in Gaza, and if you don't know what Sudani looks like, there he is right there. And this is the Indonesia guy. And I didn't see the whole thing, but it seems our president gave Indonesia a special little shout out. Either he forgot them in his first speech, or he gave them a second of their own little shout out. There's the money shot. Oh, I think that is so funny. And for those of you who are just listening, it's Trump on the right and Sudani on the left, and they're both giving thumbs up. And oh, you know what? I think I have a video to show you. I do. Let's see, can we make it bigger? There we go. So the whole time he's running his mouth. And it says, so there they are. He's talking. I don't know what he's saying. I'm sure someone could probably read his lips or whatever. But there they go. Smile for the camera. Thumbs up. And see right there, you can read his lips. Trump, the president's lips. And you can see he said he's the man with all the oil. Or he's got all the oil. So in a roundabout kind of way, he kind of got props, and there's more to that too. Okay, but we'll get back to that later. So here, a lot of people were excited about this Article 140. If you don't know what Article 140 is, it's kind of like reparations. In fact, no, I can't say that. But I don't know what year and who was the person, but there's a group, they call them something territories. But they're not part of Kurdistan. They're not part of Baghdad. I can't think of what they call them. It might be in here. So those people, like Kirkuk is one, there's some others. So those people that were there, they got removed from their land. Just thrown out, get out, or, stop breathing. So whatever year that was, they're getting reimbursed and they're getting land, right? Or I don't know, reimbursed from what, I don't know, but they're getting money and they're getting land to come back and build. So, I couldn't find a couple of people were like, hey, there's this Article 140 article, but I can't find it. Can you find it? It was on the Twitter, it was on Twitter, and you guys know me. I want a link. I want an article. I don't want just Twitter. So I had to find it. I found it. Well, first I found this committee. It's Article 140 something committee implementation, because Article 140 is done. It's done. It's been approved. I think it's in the Gazette, and they've even paid out. They've given people land. So that's why it's called the Implementation Committee. They have a Facebook page, and their Facebook page says, only get your information from here, right? But their information didn't say as much as the article said. So I found the article earlier in the day, and then I went back to it, and it said 404. That's an error message. But then I had to go look, and I found it, and it's still there. So, yes, it does say this. Complete the deficiencies of your transactions in a week. Come on, citizens, get it together. The Article 140 Implementation Committee has issued a notice calling on all citizens whose transactions remain incomplete to visit the centers, blah, 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 have their paperwork done by the 17th, I believe. Well, I don't see a date here, but I'm sure whatever notification they got, it tells them when they need to have their stuff in, and they will, because look at this. For the purpose of issuing compensation checks. Now, why are people excited about this? Oh, excuse me. People are excited about this because they think there has to be a rate to pay these people out. I don't know. I don't get in that argument, but that has been argument, discussion, right? Not like fight. But since I've been in this, there's been a camp that says they can't do Article 140 without a new rate. So, I don't know. But that's why people get excited. And it does seem that every time we're waiting and it looks like it's close, that it's about to happen, articles come out about Article 140. So it could be, right? It could be. So here's another one saying also about compensation checks. Now it does say after the elections, but you know, it is what it is. If they have to wait, it's under 30 days now. The elections are less than 30 days away. So, all right, what's this one? Okay, this is the one. No, it's not. Yes. So, this article, if you're going to read any articles about Sudani going, this is the one to read because it's his spokesperson, his spokesman. He spoke because, believe it or not, some people are mad at Sudani for going. They're mad that he went to the peace thing. They're mad that he shook the president's hand. So, what I thought was funny was it says, it's Iraq officially went to the thing there, right? Summit to confirm its clear position on the necessity of stopping the unaliving of civilians, because that's still happening. It's also happening in Syria. They just don't talk about it, but it is. Okay, and then he also said, which, I mean, yeah, you want your opinion out there, and that's why I said clearly he has power, because he made it so Bibi couldn't be there, right? So, there is a clear international view of Iraq's return to its influential regional role and the balance of its presence on pivotal issues, which is confirmed even by the U.S., which believes, and clearly, I mean, the president was fawning all over him. So in that instance where they shook hands, the president says, this is the man with all the oil, right? And then in his speech, when he's on stage speaking, he says it again. So it's even confirmed by the U.S., which believes that Iraq is witnessing development and reconstruction and has become the focus of the region's attention and its position on the Strip. I don't want to say pizza land. Those of you who know what I mean when I say that. Issue is clear and firm. All right. Now this is kind of negative because at the end he says there's no way Sudani's gonna get a second term, and he's kind of bitter anyway. He was promised he would be prime minister, and they played him. Anyway, but look, he says everyone must respond to the changes in the region, lay down their pew-pews, and focus on the economy. And that phrase, focus on the economy, is repeated at least 3 times. But he's talking to all those countries, right? The whole Gulf region, everyone is like, look, we need to get on board and do whatever we need to do so they can get their money so we can get our money. See, here it is again. Focus on the economy. And here, and then it makes me so irritated that this is that site that puts words backwards and it has weird translations. So this sentence here, he explained, it's Zerfy, whatever. America wants to integrate those forces, the ones that we are like, no, not right now, maybe next time, right? They want to, what's the word? It's saying integrate there, but make them like legitimate military. So, but he's saying Iraq is unaware of the danger of future U.S. sanctions. So, I don't know. That's weird. But I thought it was interesting how this guy's making a plea to the neighboring countries. Hey, let's all come together. So we can get the economy together. Okay, so this, look. I might go over a little. So here, the U.S. president, Iraq is rich in oil but has failed to deal with it. So the U.S. president says Iraq will face problems if it fails to deal with the oil properly. So yeah, let me tell you how to deal with it, right? In fact, he even said, not to them, but, well, let me finish this. So, Iraq is a country with abundant oil resources, but it will face problems if it does not know how to deal with this precious resource properly. He said that. And in the same speech, he thanked, the U.S. president thanked Arab countries for their support to end the Strip conflict, describing their move as the creation of a new spirit of cooperation in the East. And he said God a lot, too. So, but, that's what happens. When mainstream media gets to things, they take him out, right? Okay, so there is an article, it's towards the bottom, and he says, straight out, he says, if the neighbor had, you know who the neighbor is, right? It ends in an N, as in Nancy. He said if they had that yellow cake device, this peace deal would never have happened. He said that right there in front of all those people. So this article is, they go back to, it's kind of like a reminder to Iraq that the U.S. president made comments about taking their oil when he got in the first time. See this? Looking back at the U.S. president's first record, his most striking statement stands out. We want to control Iraq's oil as compensation for the cost of liberation. So yeah, if you want to read that, it's a good article. Alrighty, we're going to skip down. I think this is so comical. Look at this image for those of you who are not. You're just listening. It's a bandit. It's a man with a bandit. I call it a bandit mask. It's just a little mask that goes around the eyes. I don't know what you really call it. I guess Zorro wore something like that, and he wasn't a bandit. Or was he? Was Zorro a good bandit? I don't know. Anyway, so he's running with this bag that's in the shape of a rock, like a white bag, and the bottom has a hole in it, and money's coming out. And so that what they're saying are people want to steal the wealth of Iraq. right? And here, the regime in Iraq is changing its direction, not its faces. So if you read this, it goes like right here, this part, you could skip this part about Romania and past, although it is showing this is the first time this has happened, what's happening with Iraq, but who cares? Oops. Romania was so long ago, right? And that's person's reminiscing. But then they do go on to talk about, he remembers when he heard about 2003 and he was like, oh, this is that all over again. And they're going to get plundered and people are going to steal their wealth. Yeah. So, oh, I don't know why the picture's there twice. But okay, let's see. We can skip that. I mean, all of these articles are important, but we're running out of time. Okay, and if you'd like to support me, well, you know that. Here it is. And it's in the little side thingy there, and, Okay, so we'll skip that for time's sake. They got helicopters. Iraq receives the second batch of American aircraft. Here's another article about Sudani meeting with kings and presidents and calling for de-escalation and business. Hey, we're open for business. And mutual benefit to brotherly and friendly peoples. So that was, and I bet you he's like, heck yeah, I want to be there. I wanted to do some business, and he did. He met with a couple of people, off to the side. Okay, we can skip that. That's important, but we can skip that. Here, the U.S. president. It would be great to reach a peace agreement with the neighbor. And he says it would be great to have a peace deal with the neighbor. Wouldn't that please you? Wouldn't that be nice? I think they want that too. And I think secretly it's already being worked on. He says they want to make a deal and we'll see if we can do something. Neither the U.S. or Ice Cream Land has any hostility towards the people of the neighbor. All we want is to live in peace. And this is good. This is a good article too. Iraq does not accept guardianship and a national investigation after U.S. sanctions. So, if you're just listening and you're not aware, we just put sanctions on a significant amount of people, and it's tied to Rafidain Bank and the CBI, and they're not having it. They're not happy with it. So in addition to all, whatever evidence or whatever that we have, they're putting a committee together to do their own investigation. So I'm hoping that was a result of the Oliver Wyman, Ernst Young, whichever one of them, they did their job and they found it. All right, let's see. What is this? Oh, remember Petraeus? I just remember his name because I thought his name was so cool. Look how skinny he is. So he's in Kurdistan. He met with the son, Barzani. I think he met with the nephew also, but I lost that website. I lost that article. I have so many tabs open that I lose articles, and then tomorrow, like an hour after I do this, I'll find it, right? But, yeah. So I'm thinking tomorrow he might meet with Sudani. But it's very interesting that they brought him back at this time. All right. I don't think he's there in an official capacity because he's the former whatever he was. CIA? He was CIA, right? Yep. Former director of U.S. Intelligence Agency. So, he's there to put some pressure on somebody. I bet. Anyway, all right, here's another article about the budget, but this is the 2026 budget. And an expert, who's the expert? Abdul Rahman Mashadani. I hear his name often if I know how to say it, right? Economic expert warns the 2026 budget faces major challenges that threaten its ability to be approved, and that's just because they haven't put all the information out, right? But they will. Okay, so if you'd like to, here's a 6-minute interview in English. Well, he speaks Arabic and someone speaks, English for him. And it goes by very fast, so if you go, you can watch that. Look at this. This is a very strange thing for them to put out. This was from Telegram. And the title says, Sudani shakes hands with his shadow. So if I can get an article on that, I will, but I don't think I'm going to because, like I said, it's in Telegram. But for those of you who are just listening, what this is, the person who, it's a news website like Al-Wadi News or something like that. But I can't find their website, but I will. So they Photoshop, they got the money shot of the day, Sudani and Trump together on top. And on the bottom, they have George W. Bush and Maliki shaking hands. So I'm like, what is that? That seems very interesting, doesn't it? I'd love to know what they're saying about that. Here, and so, we just can't get rid of Maliki. Here's the Talibani, Pavel or Baffle, however you say his name. He met with Maliki, and it's because it has to do with the elections. They're trying to, Baghdad and Kurdistan are trying to have a strong front, a united front, telling people to go out and vote. So, yeah, and while he was there, according to this article, anyway, they say they need clean and fair elections, but I also thought he said something about the rights. Yeah, protect the rights of the people and provide salaries and keep people away from political conflicts. All right, that's it. Thank you for listening. Oh, and if you just want to see that video, you go to the blog and scroll all the way down to the bottom. Or try to find it on YouTube. It's CNBC. All right. So again, thank you. I hope that was interesting. I hope it pays out. And I mean in more than one way, right? We hope it sticks. We hope the peace sticks. We hope things move along like acceleratedly. I know that's not a word, but I just said it. Yeah. And I am a college graduate. Exponentially? There. No, that's a real word. Let's see. What's another word? Quickly. But the quickly isn't enough emphasis. We need this to move so fast I had to make up a word. Right? Okay. All right. Anyway, so I always appreciate your comments. Thank you. Accumulate while we wait for the rate to appreciate. Don't miss any meals and pay all your bills. Oh, there's the raccoons. Hit the thumbs up if you didn't already. And enjoy the rest of your morning, night, noon, whatever time frame you are indulging in this content. And until tomorrow.